When Vinny first had the brain injury, he was started on Keppra, which is epileptic medication, just as a precaution. He wasn't showing any signs of seizures. What we thought was seizures was dystonia. So he continued on Keppra until December when we were due to come off it, and then that's when the seizures started. Since then, they tried him on sodium valproate, which basically near enough killed him. He had such a bad reaction to it. So after 2 weeks of fighting, I finally got them to realise that it was sodium valproate, and we switched over to topiramate. So he's now been on topiramate since February. But it seems like the seizures are never under control. Like you start the topiramate, the seizures go away, and they'll be away for like 1-2 months. Then all of a sudden they start gradually coming back. You'll see little flickers of the little things he does before he has a seizure, but it doesn't materialise into a seizure. And then gradually, as the weeks go by, it just builds up until he starts having the seizures again. He's on the maximum dose of topiramate. Drama queen down there, looking at herself in the mirror. So yeah, he's on the maximum dose of topiramate, and there's nothing more they can really do about it at the moment, so we've got to wait until we have a review. I actually haven't spoken to anyone from his neurological team since February. I managed and was lucky to get a referral to Kingston Hospital, which is my local, because they've got a really good epileptic team there, so we just do everything through them. But his actual neurological epilepsy team have not been in contact since February. Apparently I've got an appointment coming up, which I'm none the wiser about when that is or what it's even about. So yeah, we've got an appointment next week to discuss his seizures, because they've started back again. And the seizures aren't terrible. Obviously, he doesn't present like a normal person having a seizure because of his muscle weakness, so he doesn't particularly move. He does like this little gasp, can get a bit flushed in the face. His breathing becomes a bit erratic, but he maintains good numbers and that. And it only lasts like 5 to 10 seconds, so it's not like massive, but he can have these up to like 10 times a day. But for me, it's the all-round effect it has on everything else. When his seizures flare up, I find that's when his breathing's even worse. So he doesn't like to come off the ventilator, I think because he's anticipating the seizures and he gets a bit scared. It just limits everything that we can do with him, and obviously it makes him tired as well. So he's missing out on so much because sometimes he's sleeping because he's wrecked because he's had the bloody seizures. So I'm hoping that maybe with a discussion next week at Kingston Hospital with the team, that we can come up with a solution. We have requested a 24-hour EEG just to see what is going on a daily, really, instead of those hour EEGs that you get where it's just basically showing split seconds, really, of what's going on and not the full clinical picture. So, yeah, that's the seizure update. Seizures are shit, mate. I would say that's probably one of the worst parts of the brain injury is the fact of the seizures, how debilitating they are for him and just how shitty they make him feel.